Today we're learning about the art of exchanges. We'll go over some principles and solve some of these positions together. So do you usually find it difficult or not that difficult to find what's the right exchanges in your games?
I find it highly difficult, but I
Hmm.
think I got a little bit better. I still don't 100% understand what is a good bishop, what is a good knight, and I still also don't often understand when to exchange rooks. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm slowly getting the hang of it. So I'm very happy we're having this
Mhm.
lesson now. Okay.
Yeah, no, but I think you do. I think you do have a hang of it. So we'll start with an easier example.
Good.
So what do
That's
you
good.
think? What do you think is the right move for black here?
We can take a pawn, not only one, we could take 3 pawns.
Yeah.
That's super difficult. But from okay, so I would what's with my voice? So I would take the B pawn first because I would like to go to A2 with my rook. I think that's a beautiful spot.
That's a fair idea, but the thing is, after a takes b6, there's this happening around the king side, and black might run into some problems with this.
Good. In this case, I definitely won't take B3. Oh no! But taking on F5 looks horrible.
Yeah.
It looks so horrible because we would open the G file completely. We would also be vulnerable. Okay, so of course there's one last option, which would be to take on C4.
Maybe the title is misleading. You don't have to take
Oh, I
something
don't have to take. Well, in
right
this case,
away. It's
everything
about exchanges.
changes. Okay, in this case, I would love to. Haha, I see. Okay. I would like to give it Zwischenschach on C5 with the bishop, just to get this file opened.
Yeah.
And then I would love to get the rook to E8, maybe. I don't know. Oh my god, it's so complicated. Why?
Yeah,
Why
no,
Svitlana?
this is okay according to the engine if you play like something like this later.
Okay,
Black is fine, but it's not quite what I was getting at with this position.
I see. You
So
want
black's king side is very open.
indeed.
And if you had the option to exchange one of the main attackers,
Okay,
that would
now
be great.
okay, so let's go to F6 with our bishop. Easy as that.
That's what I was looking at.
Okay, okay.
So if everyone found that, that's the right move here. Just based on how the opponent's pieces look and how
Hmm.
our pieces look, you can tell that exchanging this bishop is really beneficial for the king. So
Well, that was the easy one. And see how I
yeah,
struggled? I made 6 wrong moves first.
I think you just thought there would be an exchange like right away. You had to take something,
Yeah,
which is okay. Now,
but
now you know.
I should
Here,
think for myself.
there's still really a few crazy lines. It looks really dangerous, but black ends up surviving something like this because white doesn't have enough pieces to really make it to the checkmate. And if white takes, then we'll take and play on this position. And eventually, I will say your rook a2 idea does come to life.
There we go.
So it does happen in the game a little bit later, but it happens.
I
And then
knew
black
it.
managed some decent counterplay. And we're not going to look at the rest of the game because we'll look at it example by example.
Okay, so did you at home find this particular move? I am curious. Let's go for the next one. Okay.
The next one is, so this is one of my favorite examples. I really like this one because it visually just looks really funny. What do you think black should play now?
Hmm.
So just first of all, what is the dilemma and how, what are the options to react to it?
Yeah, so what I would love to see is the bishop on f6 pinning the rook on e5 and a1 in the end. I just have to
Okay.
figure out how. But maybe... Yeah, so the dilemma is that there's this bishop and this super strong knight on e5. I want to get rid of that. And I just have to calculate, does it make sense? Am I winning a piece back, or is it a bit too brutal? So I'm just thinking, okay, here's my first thought. I'm taking the knight on e5. The bishop
Yeah,
takes back, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And now I would think, hey, what if I take the bishop too with the queen? Then the rook
Right.
takes. And then, no, doesn't look so right. And then I go bishop f6 and win another piece back.
Nice.
But it's just not enough.
Yeah, it is not enough, but it's would have been nice
Cute.
if it worked.
Fair enough. Okay, so instead of queen taking e5, how about I will just simply... What do I do? Bishop d6 or d6 directly?
Yeah, if you play bishop d6, this is a bit of a worse version because
Oh.
white gets quite a good setup here, with black's pieces being a bit tied. And if you play d6, which makes sense, this would be just a bit unclear. I would maybe even say white is maybe pressing a little bit more, but maybe about equal, fine position.
So there must be a better way on how to exchange.
Yeah, so that's kind of the dilemma
what we're learning here.
Yeah, about this exchange. Do you go for it? Do you not go for it? Is there another option?
Yeah, my first instinct was clearly to go for it, but could be that I'm wrong. Okay, so the other option I'm thinking of obviously is bishop f6. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this could lead to some interesting tactics with this. But I'm not sure that... Do we take?
And now we take... Oh, that was also
And
wrong.
now maybe this.
And we're...
Not
We
great.
are horribly... Okay, so don't do that. What the heck? What am I missing here? See, I'm terrible with exchanging.
No, it's okay. It's not an easy example, and that's why we're here.
I mean, okay, so here's another thought. Bishop d6 to attack h2. Oh no, that was what I already thought of. And you said f4? No, wait, that was something different. No, okay.
No, I'm just saying yes, that doesn't mean it's right.
What else could I do? Svitlana,
You're
I'm
never
lost.
considering like moving the knight.
No, I'm not.
Why is that?
I don't know. So the knight can go to f4, I guess. But then? What do we do with this? Okay. So now I get it. So if we go to f4, white has a hard time playing g3.
Actually, it's the best move, but there's some things to calculate, but
okay.
g3 is the best move. If white finds it, then white is actually doing fine. Because knight h3...
Yeah.
And this, and the knight gets trapped. Not right away, but rook f1 next move, and it gets trapped.
No!
I know, this one was very sad. This was sad to see.
Okay, I'm lost, Svitlana. You have to teach us. I cannot get it.
Okay. So basically it's a bit hard to figure this out because you think that this knight on e5 is very strong.
Yeah.
And it is. When it's standing here, it is a really, really good piece.
Yeah.
Which is why sometimes you might want to trade it. We looked at the option of trading it. Nothing wrong with that position, but black is not really the one attacking. And the thing that we've also talked about a lot is moving all of these pawns, because that's what black needs to do to gain some space. So what actually is the best move, you're probably gonna hate me, is knight h8. You want to avoid that trade, and you want to kick out this knight and later come back to g6 because your knight was great there, but now his knight has to find a much better square and it cannot find it. So you avoid the trade.
It's really, really difficult to hate you, Svitlana. But you're
but I'm
you're
there.
close. Oh
Nice.
my goodness.
I mean, that's why I said
Yeah,
it's a visually
it's
interesting
awesome. It's
example.
awesome. Okay.
So yeah, so then it's really hard to find, of course, but white went here. It's a bit of a strange move, but I guess white has to do something, either this or queen g4. So he played this, then the knight gets kicked out. The knight can, if it goes here, then e5, and this is a really good modification, and now you can definitely see how the knight coming back here is actually much better than this knight because it has all these chances to go to f4 and everything. In the game, he went here, and after this, the knight returned onto an amazing square, and now it can be both a good defender for the black king, but also a good attacker with all of these ideas. And white's knights are not really doing too much. So suddenly this knight on c4, it's a decent piece, but it's not the same knight as on e5, and it's not going to be as good as this knight here. But it is, yeah, it is difficult to decide that all the way there, but it's also more so about the pawns than about that knight there. But yeah, sorry for that example.
It's okay. I forgive you. It's
Thank you.
awesome. This is really, this was a tough one because yeah, it's just such an unexpected move. And it's
For
like,
sure.
I mean, we learned from childhood on that the worst space for a
Yeah,
knight is h8. Yeah, it
for
is. That
sure.
makes it beautiful though, I have to
I
say.
don't know how many people would have actually played this
Yeah.
in a real game, but
Well,
that's part of the example.
but it happened in the game after all, or did
Yeah.
it?
It was Igor Glek who played it, who was 2600 at the time,
Yeah.
and he got it.
That's quite insane and great. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Next one.
So,
Hmm.
this one is from White's perspective.
Okay.
Sometimes not only the exchange itself is important, but how you do it. So here, there's this exchange offered of the black squared bishops. How do you think we should do that exchange? Should we allow it? Should we not allow it? Or should we play something else?
Well, of course, taking on h7, queen h5 check, rook e3 comes to mind.
I should have predicted this. I didn't predict it this time. I didn't. I
How could you
always
have
predict.
not predicted that?
I always predict your sacrifice, but this time
It's
I
almost a
wasn't.
signature move.
I know.
But so far so good. But now this was just like thrown in quickly. I'm not sure if it
Yeah.
actually works.
Now this is a problem, and with the rook, you can't
Yeah,
exactly go to
no,
h3.
that's not good. So if we would have to exchange first, but then it's just the knight is on e8 again. A weird spot. What is happening today?
Yeah.
But it's defending g7 enough, and we never can go to h3. And no. So this just doesn't work. Okay. So
Yeah.
now that we have this out of the way, we can concentrate on what you were thinking about here for me. So I also like the spot knight p5. Doesn't help us yet. Actually, doesn't really help us at all again. So how good is our bishop? So this is something which maybe you can help me understand.
Yeah.
Because I would say
So
the black bishop is quite strong and our bishop is not so strong. So from a only positional perspective, I would just go, yeah, I'll exchange this one.
yeah,
But
you're right about that, that the exchange probably should happen because I think black's bishop is a pretty good piece. Returning is fine, but it doesn't give much. I would think that this bishop that is staying is better. But it's the question of how do we let that exchange happen? So there's the
Okay.
options of taking right away,
Yes.
which is okay. You play on this position.
But
There's
we
also
could,
the option of retreating and having this type of exchange
yeah.
with the pawns being slightly different. And there's one more move that I haven't mentioned yet that is actually the best one.
Which I thought of was bishop e5, but I couldn't figure out yet why. Because
Yeah.
what's so let's just imagine black takes
Yeah.
and we take back. I mean, it just doesn't help if we take with the rook, so we have to take with the pawn. But yeah.
I know you don't specific, but this is actually a really much better pawn structure than before. Now you attack this pawn.
Okay.
The whole game, you have a more attacking position for you. Maybe, maybe you'll throw in some of your sacrifices there, but and also this knight cannot really activate itself. So it's just that this is much, much better than before in terms of pawn structure, and white can just push for the rest of the game. Now white would have a pretty good advantage.
Interesting. Yeah, difficult to see for me something like that still. And even though I was considering it, I just like pushed it away because I thought like, no, it just doesn't help us that much. But now with your explanation, it seems super logical, of course.
Yeah. So
For a
you
lot
kind
of
of you
reasons.
don't you still let the exchange happen, but you let it happen on your
On your
terms, the
terms, yeah,
ones that are
yeah.
benefiting white. For black, it's best to just ignore that bishop with something like rook here, and in this case, we just keep the bishop there, and white is maybe slightly better, but the game would have continued
Yeah.
that way. What happened in the game itself was that black played f6 to get that bishop out of there.
This is also a thing I considered because, of course, now the bishop on e6 is quite soft.
Yeah. Well, we take because the bishop has to go somewhere.
Now, finally, the knight move.
Right.
Oh,
you're right that the bishop is hanging, but queen
yeah,
d6.
but now knight b5 is strong, I think.
Knight b5?
Yes.
Yeah, knight b5 is one of the good moves. There's a few good moves. There's queen b3, that's also good. Or knight b5, like you said. And this is great.
Yep.
So
Oh, yes,
it's
yes, yes.
it's not something crazy, but it is a really good advantage compared to all the other options.
I would like to be white here.
Yeah, in the game, he just played queen c2 and then continued, and the game went on actually quite similar to what you said with knight b5 and then also this queen e2 idea. The king came out, but the smart exchange is kind of, you see the benefits of it, is that we didn't just trade that bishop, but rather put the opponent in a more uncomfortable situation and created that f6 weakness. So maybe the difference of value as per the engine would not be super big, but I would think that in the game itself, that's what the game is part of. It's part of these small little decisions, and then maybe one of them, the opponent will make a mistake. So you kind of put them in a tough spot when we didn't let that exchange happen easily. So that's another example. And then I have two more. Hopefully they're quick. They're from my own games.
Don't give me that pressure.
Huh?
Don't give me so much pressure.
No, it's this one. Like I can also just explain it a little bit more. This one was my favorite idea from my game in the recent times. My favorite exchange idea. I'll show you the opening because I guess it's relevant where it came from.
Okay.
But it came from the delayed Alapin. I was playing as black, not as white, unfortunately. But I was playing black, and then we came into this position, which is very, very typical in the Alapin. And I have a question here. What plans are you thinking about as black? And I'm telling you, I think it's really hard to find the real idea because it's not, like, I didn't come up with it. I knew it as theory, but it's still good to just ask which plans you think. exist.
Oh, as a non-Alapin or against
Sicilian.
Alapin player, that's fine. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
good. It's very good because I'm learning something. So, I mean, castling, get the bishop and knight out and the rook on the c file. That would be like a
I
textbook,
mean,
I guess.
honestly, perfect. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
That's for what you should do in
But there
most of these cases.
but there must be something even more clever since you're asking it in that
Yeah.
matter. So, could it be that the queen goes to a5, gives a lot of pressure on the knight on c3?
That's also a fine move. Like, that
Mhm.
move on itself is good. I guess white plays queen b3 and then castles and the game
Yeah.
continues. It's good.
Okay, so now I have one last idea, which is very crazy, which is probably wrong, though, because of that. What about e5?
I don't know about that. I think we just
It's
lose
too
the pawn.
crazy. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
of like, yeah, maybe it's too crazy.
No,
No,
fair
okay.
fair enough.
Okay,
Um,
last thing, knight e4.
okay. Yeah, so you're focusing on that knight on c3,
Yeah.
which makes a lot of sense. I think that's what the pin is here for. So, good idea in general, and definitely this pin is kind of a main thing in the position right now. So I'll explain a bit about the trades then. Just trading this knight is fine, but you don't do it unprovoked. So you kind of wait for white to do something, and only then you're gonna trade that if we want. So we don't do anything. For now, while this is existing, we actually play bishop to d7 with a very sneaky idea. So this, I was hesitant about the move at first, but seeing it unfold was actually pretty amazing. So then white just develops. This is a normal move. Castles, castles. So now we are kind of provoked to do something about the knight and queen. So now what's the idea?
Now we take e, probably.
Yeah, we do take. And what was the thing I was getting at with that bishop d7 move?
I'd love to know that, Svitlana. Is she out of her mind? Oh,
Yeah,
now. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to c6. And if the
close.
knight ever moves away, we checkmate.
That's wonderful. Actually, I would love that to happen, but that's not actually the move.
Too sad.
No, I like
So is
Bishop
okay.
c6 looks like a decent place. I
Okay,
agree.
seriously, it's actually okay, I get it now. It's really cool. We get our bishop to b5 and try to
Yeah,
exchange the other bishop, which
yeah,
cannot go away.
yeah.
That's really interesting. Never
It
see
is
that
really
before.
interesting. But that's why I said I knew this idea in
Yeah.
theory. It was so funny, but right before the game when I was preparing, like a friend of mine just told me that idea that like, oh, how come bishop d7 is the best move? And then checked this line that is because of bishop b5.
Hmm.
And it's so crazy that it actually ended up happening in the game because I think it's hard to come up with it all the way back there. But this position is just good because trading that light squared bishop, it benefits black so much because of the pawn structure. And especially because of these pawns, because now black can access all of this. The main line goes to just stay like this and then put all your pieces on these slight squares. But in the game itself, my opponent went knight e5, and then I won't show the whole game, but we ended up I ended up playing on the light squares, and
Wow.
that's all because of that bishop exchange. Could not have done it without it.
Cute.
So sometimes a positional idea can be, yeah, also as satisfying as a tactical one, because I
Yeah,
really like this one, and I think that's how much a difference a right exchange can make.
indeed.
Because then the whole game went into this light square business.
Nice
Okay.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
One more example, please.
I was gonna maybe like, oh, okay, if you're not feeling it,
No, I
that's
want
okay.
to. I'm
Okay,
enjoying
last
this.
one this time.
Okay.
This is also a recent game of mine, but this time I lost the game because I didn't know how to make the right
That's the
exchange.
real reason she didn't want to show it.
No. This is okay. So I'll go straight to the position. We had this position where I was playing white, and you can see that white has quite a bit more space, a pretty good position. And my opponent plays rook e7 now. So this is an instructive moment that I didn't find during the game. What do you think white should do here?
I'm looking, or I'm eyeing e5, but it doesn't help. I mean, I wanted to exchange, like after e5, I'm opening the diagonal, and then I want to take on c6.
Yeah.
But I don't really see.
I also wanted e5 to work during the
Yeah,
game. I was trying to make it work. Yeah, it doesn't work yet.
but it doesn't work yet. But you know what is, so this is maybe how I would even try to play, perhaps. f5.
Okay,
Hear me
and give
out.
the e5 square to the black knight.
Yeah, you're right. And somehow
No, but
it's
f5 is reasonable to look at.
it's not. You're just saying it. Um, oof, what else could be working?
How about this? What does black want to do?
Double up the rooks.
Yeah, there's another plan though.
Um,
So they're trying to play against the e4 pawn.
yeah.
What is one more thing they can do to do that?
Um. Oh, they could take the knight on d4 and then go with the bishop to c6.
Exactly. I
Oh,
would think
really?
that that's the main, like that's one of the main plans.
Oh. Oh.
So knowing that, what should white do?
Huh. Knight
Take on
c.
c6 and help them out.
Yes, exactly. Knight c3 to e2. Ah,
To take back the knight. Well,
yeah.
their e4 pawn would be hanging in
It's
that
just
case.
hanging, exactly. Okay, one last idea. Knight d5.
That would be amazing if it works, but then like black will just take it at some point.
I hate that.
Like they
Okay.
have a knight there. Yeah.
Wow, this is difficult, Svitlana. Queen d3? This is horrible.
It's probably a generally good move
Uh,
as well.
then knight b4 and even c5 and bishop c6. I don't know.
Still be okay. But the main thing that, well, I also missed in the game was that this trade is what black wants to do.
Yeah.
So,
So we trade first.
no,
We go away
yeah,
to b3.
yeah.
Or, yeah.
And that's significantly better than not doing that. So in the game, I just played bishop f2
Okay.
and just, I don't know, a waiting move. I didn't really think much about the trade because I was just thinking about what do I want to do. I wasn't thinking about what does the opponent want to do per se. Like I was thinking about these e5 ideas, like maybe some bishop h4 there, like with all of that business. But then my opponent immediately took, which was correct, and then puts the bishop there, and black ends up having another plan for exchanges, which is to exchange that bishop on d4 by offering that trade. This is similar to, this reminds me of those dragon positions where you offer that trade. And then the position remains slightly better for white, but these trades help black a lot to get out of that trouble and to get out of sort of feeling like they don't have enough space.
Whoa.
But if instead I had played knight b3, then it's kind of hard for black to come up with a move. And after the game, the opponent told me I probably would just go back rook e8 because where else can a piece move that would be as good?
Yeah, I considered knight b4 and c5 and bishop c6, but it doesn't even work because after knight b4 we can really push through with e5, I think.
That's an option. Yeah, I think that's, if it works, it would be great.
Looks good.
Looks pretty good. Yeah. So
even after
this one
taking,
was
we can go bishop c5. Brutal.
Oh, that too. Yes, bishop c5. I was also looking at that during the game. Not here specifically, but
yeah. So yeah, your opponent might be right. Wow.
Yeah.
What a non-exchange.
Which is, it's very, that's why I'm saying the art of exchanging is hard, both whether you should do it, whether you should avoid it. And I think it's a lot of the examples I showed today were kind of avoiding it, which is probably the hardest part a lot of the time. But yeah, sometimes it's not a huge difference. Sometimes it really sets the tone for the game. So hopefully we learned something new about exchanges today, even though it was maybe a bit more on the difficult positional side. But yeah.
It was awesome, and I would have to revisit the positions again to get them in my head a little more, because it's quite important to learn stuff like that. Thank you so much, Svitlana. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We see each other soon enough. Until then.